Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year. Here's wishing everyone a great year ahead. And you are tuning in to 2022's first Engineer Power Talk brought to you by Engineer 2020. Sorry, 2022. I'm Lillian and I'm your host for this session. I know it's been a busy week with the New Year's and schools reopening and and Chinese New Year preparations. And at this hour, I want to congratulate you for being here. And we believe there's no better time than now to share on revitalizing the engineering industry. Speaking of a busy week, I would like to ask you a quick yes or no question. So if your answer is yes, type Y in the comments and type no if your answer is type N if your answer is no. All right. How many of you present here today are still working from home? How many of you here present today are still working from home? My team and I are already working full force from the office and not working from home anymore. How about you guys? Are you guys still working from home? If you are, type Y in the comment section. And if you're not and you're already back to the office like most of us here, type N in the comments. And let's see who are the people. All right. Yes. So a lot of people are, well, yeah, most of us are already working from the office. It's good to see. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for engaging with me on the comments part. Okay, some of you are still answering. Very good. It's good to see your engagement. Now, great. It's really refreshing to be meeting new people in this platform or in the online world still, because I assume some of us are still working from home. This Power Talk is brought to you by Engineer 2022, which is Malaysia's first engineering exhibition and convention, scheduled to take place this year from 16th to 19th March at Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. Engineer 2022 is jointly organized by IEM and CIS, and we strive towards becoming the premier business event for the engineering community. We have prepared a short video to show you how you can leverage on this dedicated business event for your business. Let's check it out. Yes, we are as excited as you are with Engineer 2022. So be sure to stay on until the end to know how you can be a part of this excitement. All right, back to today's session, ladies and gentlemen. When you stay to the end of this Power Talk, you will discover from the respective symposiums covering topics that will thrive the engineering industry in the immediate future to come. Here are the 4 symposiums that will take place during Engineer 2022: IEM ASEAN Electrotechnical Symposium and Exhibition 2022, IEM Water Forum 2022, ASEAN Engineering Digital Transformation Summit 2022, and the Future of Project Management. If you have any questions at all that you'd like to direct to our panelists, feel free to type it in the comment section, and we will attend to them at the end of today's session. Our topic today is revitalizing the engineering industry, and we are honored to have 4 special guests as today's panelists. We will be they are actually the chairmen of each of the symposium, and the speakers for today are Engineer Lee Ching Pei, Chairman of Electrical Engineering Technical Division and IEM, and Director of Durian Professionals Sendirian Berhad, Engineer Kamalesan Anatlaki Chandrasekaran, Chairman of Water Resources Technical Division of IEM, and Technical Director of ACOM Perunding Sendirian Berhad, Engineer Dr. Tan Chi Fai, Deputy Chairman, Consulting Engineering Special Interest Group and Digital Transformation Advisor and Consultant for Malaysia Productivity Corporation, and Engineer Dr. Haris bin Abdul Rahman Sabri, Vice Chairman of Project Management Technical Division of IEM and Principal Rotating Engineer from Petronas. Today's session is moderated by Engineer Yao Chao-Fung, Organizing Chairman of Engineer 2022. Let me share a quick background to introduce our moderator. Engineer Yao has more than 20 years working experience, mainly in large and reputable consultant firms. He has established his own M&E consultancy practice, Durian Professionals Sendirian Berhad, since 2011. His exposure includes mainly large-scale electrical system design for various types of buildings, plants and aviation industries, RE plants, and data centers. His experiences include design, implementation, and contracting for electrical building services of various types of buildings, from specialized buildings such as hangars and data centers to high-rise buildings, both locally and overseas. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring Engineer Yao on screen with me. Hi, Engineer Yao. Happy New Year.
Hi, Lilian. Happy New Year. Thank you for the lengthy introduction of myself.
How are you today? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. Exciting because this is the 5th day of 2022, and we are all ready, as you know, today
Yes.
for
I'm
Engineer
so
2022.
excited as well.
Yep.
Yes. All right. So if you're ready, let me pass the floor over to you and take it from here, Engineer Yao. Thank you.
Sure, Lilian. Thanks. Thank you, Lilian. A very good afternoon and a warm welcome, everyone, to the first Engineer Power Talk series for the year 2022. And I'm Engineer Yao here. I'll be your moderator for today's session. Now, to all our friends and engineers out there, as mentioned by Lilian and the introduction video that you had saw just now, yes, Engineer is finally on from March 16 to 19, 2022 this year, and the event that everyone has been waiting for so long. Now, to kickstart the final journey of the prelude to Engineer 2022 in March, today we're going to have a Power Talk topic which will be on revitalizing the engineering industry. Now, this Power Talk will be a prelude to the main discussion sessions and also activities which will be held in March 2022 this year. And today's topic and talk will provide knowledgeable insights for 4 main topics, which is actually the electrotechnical industry, the electrical industry, the water industry, the engineering project management, as well as the digitalization of the engineering industry. Now, I'm sure you will agree with me that these 4 topics will drive the engineering industry in the immediate future to come. Now, to discuss and further share on this topic, we are happy to invite 4 panelists with us here today, as mentioned by Lilian. Now, of course, just a quick house rule, feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. Then we will actually direct the questions and we will try our best to get them answered before the end of the talk. So feel free to actually put in your comments or even say thank you or even say hi or whatever in the comments box. We'll try our best to actually answer questions if I put it in. Now with that let me do not waste further time from you all. I know everyone has a busy schedule because of a new year this year. So let's start, and of course start the introduction of the first panelist of today's session. Now there are four panelists, so I will actually go go with the sequence of the activities that will be held, which will be held in March, from March 16 to 19. So first speaker, the first major activity will be from March 16 to 17, where there will be an ASEAN Electrotechnical Symposium. Now, for this, I would like to invite the first panelist for today. It's none other than Engineer Lee Cheng Pei. Now, a little bit on Engineer Lee. Engineer Lee is currently the chairman of the Electrical Engineering Technical Division of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, IEM. He's also currently serving the council in IEM and serving various standing committees in IEM as well. He is the former IEC Young Professional representing Malaysia to the IEC Young Professional Workshop in Belarus. Now, at work, Engineer Lee is an electrical professional engineer graduated from University of Malaya and has a dedicated of 13 years of career experience in engineering consultancy practice. He has also established his technical skills in various projects and having vast exposure to many large-scale electrical systems such as residential, factories, shopping complexes, data centers, government projects, renewable energy plants, institutional buildings, theme parks, airport, and hospital. Now, without further ado, let me invite Engineer Lee to join me on the screen. Engineer Lee, are you around?
Hello, hi.
Hi, Engineer Lee.
Nice to see you. Hi.
So, are you ready to take over the screen from me?
Yeah. Hi. Happy New Year. Hi.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you too. So, over to you, Engineer Lee. You can
Okay.
take over the control. So, over to
All right.
Engineer Lee Cheng Pei. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Yao, for the introduction. All right. So, yeah, as spoken, we Electrical Engineering Technical Divisions will probably present you to, an event at the day 1 and day 2 of the engineers, right? Named Suruhanjaya Tenaga Standard Malaysia IEM ASEAN Electrotechnical Symposium and Exhibitions. Yeah. So it will be on 16 and 17. Mark down the date. So our theme for this symposium is Standards Drive Sustainable Development Goals. So it's a 2-day event on Wednesday and Thursday, whole day, 16 March and 17 March. So there are 17 SDGs. So we will focus on 4 particularly on affordable and clean energy, good health and well-being, industry, innovation and infrastructure, sustainable city and communities. Okay, so as we know, the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, also known as the Global Goals, we were adopted by all United Nations members in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. So the symposium create a platform for everyone in the industry to share their knowledge and create a know-how to reach this ambitious target. So the creativity, know-how, technology, and financial resources from all the society is necessary to achieve the SDG in the next context. So who should attend on this symposium? So as long as you are electrical engineers, whether graduates, professionals, even students, you should attend this symposium. So policymakers, officials, and also academicians and researchers. So our topic is very wide, so it's relevant to all sectors. All right. So let's see about the tentative summary program that we will have on the day 1. So in the morning, of course, we will have our welcome speech by the president of the Institution of Engineer Malaysia. And of course, we have our VIP. Tentatively, we are planning to invite Ministry of International Trade and Industry, MITI. So then come to a very exciting moment. We have our keynote speaker. We have invited President of the International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC, Dr. Su Yinbiao. We also have a speaker keynote speaker from Standard Malaysia, who is Director General of the Standard Malaysia. And we also have the CEO of Energy Commission of Malaysia as our keynote speaker. So that would spend up the time in the morning. And in the afternoon, we will start our first forum on electrical safety standard, make cities and human settlement inclusive, safe and sustainable. Here we will invite Ministry of Mine and Energy Cambodia, His Excellency of Dr. Chan Sederwood. We also have speaker from Persatuan Engineer Indonesia, Engineer Bukit Argo, and we also have speaker from Federation of Myanmar Engineering Society, Mr. Kim Mam-win. Right, that will spend us about the day one. Of course, there are many other speakers in the pipeline. In the day two, we will have also come into our second forum, namely electrical standard build resilient electrical infrastructure. Will particularly focus on data center. So we will have our keynote speaker again from IEEE Power and Energy Society, who is the president, Prof. Saiful Rahman. And we will have our speaker from the Engineering Institute of Thailand, and also a speaker from Philippine Technological Council. And then in the morning, we will break for a session because this is a day two. So we will have a break to attend the Engineer 2022 opening ceremony. And then we will resume back after the lunch on forum on electrical standard for special occasions. Particularly, we will focus on medical device, healthcare, and swimming pool. So we will have a speaker from Pertubuhan Uku Jurulatera dan Arsitek, Puja. We also speaker from the Institution of Engineers Malaysia. And lastly, we will enter to another session on policy to ensure access to affordable and reliable energy. So we will focus on renewable energy. We have speaker from Ministry of Energy and Mines, Laos, Electric Power Utility University, Vietnam. Okay, that will be on our day two. All right, so here are some key items to be covered in the forum. We will see some, we can see what is the Malaysia effort in driving SDGs. We are talking about electrical safety standards. Some speaker will talk about LVDC technology. We will talk about sustainable energy. We have also talked about smart grid integration, data center, energy efficiency, and also medical design in COVID-19. So here are some of the benefits of attending the forum. So you will get your chance to have a networking sessions among the professionals, among the attendees, and you can get ideas and insight about the latest development of the technology, and as well as the latest development of the policies. You can get insight on new policy and standard apply in Malaysia and also in the regional ASEAN region. Okay, and of course, by attending this, you will have more understanding to the market needs, and you may see opportunity of business and collaborations amongst different institutions or organizations. Okay, so about electrical engineering technical divisions, EETD, the objective of EETD is to promote and advance the science and profession of electrical engineering, and to foster the involvement of the members in national as well as international activity related to electrical engineering. So for those who would like to attend the symposium, please contact us. You can contact Ms. Siti Aisyah at the telephone number here, or email to sitiaisha@iem.org.my. All right, so thank you and see you at ASEAN IESC 2022. 16 to 17 March 2022. So please mark at your calendar. Thank you.
Thank you to Engineer Lee for the insightful sharing of the short form is IESE 2022, which will cover the SDG goals in Malaysia in the electrical industry with the theme Standards Drive Globalization, which is actually a very good topic. And from the slides that Engineer Lee has shared, it covers international speakers from even IEC, IEEE, from Department of Standards Malaysia, from Suruhanjaya Tenaga, and lots more ASEAN and local speakers as well. So again, mark your dates, 16 to 17 March. And we will come back to Engineer Lee later during the Q&A session if you have any questions or things that you want to ask on the symposium. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, Engineer Lee, for the insightful sharing. So, let's move on to our next panelist. Just now, we have covered March 16 and 17. And then let's move on to our next day. We will have on 18th March after 17, the next day, the activities continued with two more symposiums and two more activities. And next would be a water forum. So for the water forum, I'd like to invite the organizing chair, which is also the next panelist, Engineer 𝐑𝐞𝐯𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐢𝐧𝑠, onto the stage, onto the screen. Now, a little bit on Engineer 𝐑𝐞𝐯𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐢𝐧𝑠 Engineer C. Kamal is a registered professional engineer with a practicing certificate in Malaysia and also an ASEAN Chartered Professional Engineer ACPE. He has 21 years of technical and managerial experience in the areas of water resources management, water supply, flood management, urban and transport infrastructure, industrial infrastructure, and agricultural irrigation and drainage. He graduated from University of Science Malaysia in 2000, and in 2007, Kamal completed his postgraduate studies in environmental science, integrated water resources management at Open University Malaysia. Now, Engineer 𝐑𝐞𝐯𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐢𝐧𝑠 is also a fellow of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, an ASEAN engineer, APEC engineer, and of course, international professional engineer. He is also a registered qualified person with the National Water Services Commission of Malaysia, SPAN, registered under the company of 𝐸𝐭𝐚 Perunding. And Kamal also plays an active role in the Institution of Engineers, IEM, through the Water Resources Technical Division, where he is the chairman. And also, he is also actively involved in the Malaysian Capacity Development Network in Sustainable Water Resources Management, MyCDNet, as its honorary treasurer. So with that, let me bring Engineer Kamal on screen with me. Engineer Kamal?
Hi, Engineer Yao. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you too. So are you ready to take over the screen?
Yes, I'm very excited about it. Thank you very much for
Thanks.
the very
Okay,
good
over
introduction.
to you. Over to you, Engineer Kamal.
Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Kamal. I'm currently the chairman of Water Resources Technical Division of IEM. And we are actually very proud and excited to our event, the IEM Water Forum, with the theme Water Hazards and Security, IR 4.0, which will be held on the 18th of March this year. So, as what was mentioned by Engineer Yao earlier, upon the first symposium which will be held on the 16th and 17th, ours will follow suit on the 18th, and we look forward to having all of you there as part of this Engineer 2022 event and to support our program as well. So as I was mentioning earlier, this is done in conjunction with the Engineer 2022, and we are very proud to organize this one-day forum with the theme Water Hazards and Security IR 4.0 on 18th of March. If you would have noticed, the theme of water has been very, very famous in the papers recently. Last month, December has been a hectic month whereby we've been having a lot of water. And we are hoping that, some of these will be discussed during our forum. As you know, water is one of the elements found on Earth and has very long connection with human lives, right? As we experience the many too much or too less scenarios of water in Malaysia, the forum will explore ways to discuss living and building resilience to manage these scenarios. In the month, we also celebrate World Water Day 2022. March every year It's celebrated as World Water Day 2020. Yeah, too. So this is one of the initiatives by the Water Resources Technical Division of IEM towards creating awareness and to promote water-related knowledge to capacity build engineering professionals as well as general public. So we look forward and welcome all of you there. And of course, we welcome people from many disciplines, water managers, water engineers, government water policy makers and officials. They are very important. And all other professionals involved in managing water projects, as well as academicians, researchers, postgraduate students undertaking research related to water. So we look forward to all of you there. And the forum is also relevant to all sectors across water resources engineering and scientific community. So a little bit about the program on the 18th, right? This is a tentative program. So we have invited the KSU, Ketua Setiausaha Kementerian Alam Sekitar dan Air, to be part of this program and to deliver the keynote address. And we will have a paper presentation on water-related hazards. What are our solutions? This will be by Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Malaysia, which we have invited. And we'll also have a paper on water security, World Transformation on the Water Sector 2040, Setting the Right Direction. This we have invited the Economic Planning Unit of the Prime Minister's Department to help us deliver this. And also we have a paper on Industrial Revolution 4.0 for water sector by Dato' Engineer Abdul Kadir. We've invited him to deliver this paper, and he's a very well person in water resources and was formerly the Malaysia Water Association president as well. And then after lunch, we will continue with the forum for water hazards and security IR 4.0, which we will have a panel of members discussing, issues related to water, which I'll cover a bit later. And we will have this panel led by Dr. Tony Chan from Opus, and we will have panel members from Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran, Jabatan Alam Sekitar, and others to discuss on pertinent water issues and also to form a way forward with regards to how we want to manage water in Malaysia. And we'll follow up then with the Q&A section and the networking session before we end the program. So it will be a one-day event, folks. So we hope that all of you will be there to support us. And some of the key items to be covered in the forum, we will definitely be focusing on the December 2021 and January 2022 floodings. Right? We will be discussing matters related to hazard management, emergency response plan with regards to floods, landslides, infrastructures, water pollution. We also look forward to discuss on how IR 4.0 is used in immediate and medium-term flood preparedness initiatives, including long-term flood management programs, which we will talk also about structural, non-structural measures. We also want to discuss building community resilience and how the role of engineers come in importantly in this. We also want to discuss IR 4.0 in addressing water pollution matters and also securing water for portable use for our future. Some of the benefits of attending this forum, of course, like what Engineer Lee mentioned earlier, networking is definitely a must, and this would be a good platform for linking water managers, engineers, water government policymakers, officials, and all other professionals involved in water. And it's also a very good platform to showcase and discuss new trends and technology in water resources management in the IR 4.0 era. We want to discuss things like early warning systems, weather prediction systems, and decision support tools, and how technology can help us in managing water resources, right? We also put together inputs and ideas to look at water management in a holistic manner for a sustainable future. So again, we look forward to the event, and we're excited about it. Just a bit to talk about the Water Resources Technical Division. Who are we? We are here actually to promote and advance the science and profession of water resources, to foster the involvement of its members in national as well as international activities related to water resources. So I have a short video here to introduce the Water Resources Technical Division. So let's play the video. Okay, so I hope that video snippet gave a good idea about WRTD, the activities that we do. And as we said in that video, come join us. And if you're very interested to know more about us and to join us, please contact Secretariat of Water Resources Technical Division in IEM, Miss Rosaline. Her email address is there. Please contact her and please come and join us in our event. And we look forward to seeing you at the IIM Water Forum with the theme Water Hazards and Security, IR 4.0 on the 18th of March. Thank you very much. And back to you, Engineer Yao. Thank you for the airtime provided.
Thank you, Engineer 𝐑𝐞𝐯𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐢𝐬𝐧𝑠. Thank you once again for such an interesting presentation, especially at the ending. You also introduced the Water Resources Technical Division's activities as well. So once again, thank you, Engineer 𝐑𝐞𝐯𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐢𝐧𝑠 on Water Forum 2022, which will also cover the hot topic of today. Hot topic means the flooding issues. I'm sure all of you are excited and of course wanted to know more and learn more as well, how to mitigate flooding issues as well. And there is also covering of latest technology in water resources as well in the water hazards and security. And of course, celebration of World Water Day in March. So once again, thank you, Engineer 𝐑𝐞𝐯𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐢𝐧𝑠 for such interesting topic that you have brought up. So now let's move on to our third panelist. The third panelist is going to speak on an event also on March 18, 2022, which will be the Digitalization Symposium. So our third panelist today is none other than Engineer Dr. Tan Chee Fai. Now, maybe I'll just introduce him more. Dr. Tan Chee Fai is the Digital Transformation and Advisor Consultant for the Malaysian Productivity Corporation, the Ministry of International Trade and Industry, MITI. He's also a partner in the IEC committee, the International Electrotechnical Committee. He's a technical expert in the ISO, ISC Smart Manufacturing Standards Mapping, chairman of the RFIO AER ASEAN Engineering Inspector Manufacturing Working Group, former UNESCO consultant, permanent member of the Technical Committee on Smart Manufacturing Department of Standards Malaysia, Ministry of International Trade and Industry, MITI as well. And he's also actively involved in IEM for numerous years. So with that, let me bring Engineer Dr. Tan on screen with me today. Engineer Dr. Tan, how are you?
Hi, hello. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Engineer Yao, for the kind word on me. I think I really.
Are you ready to share your event to our participants today? So if you are ready, then I will hand over the control to you. Over to you, Dr. Tan.
Yeah, thank you, Engineer Yao. Thank you, Engineer Yao. Thanks for the kind word, and thank you, the organizing committee, CIS, to invite me to give a sharing on this and promote the ASEAN Engineering Digital Transformation Summit 2022. So first of all, a very good morning, a very good afternoon, and Happy New Year to you all. I'm G5, the organizing chairman of the ASEAN Engineering Digital Transformation Summit 2022. I would like to invite you to participate in the ASEAN Engineering Digital Transformation Summit, the first ASEAN Engineering Summit that focuses on digital transformation. The summit will be held on 18th of March 2022, Friday, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Malaysia time, in conjunction with First Engineering Exhibition and Conference 2022, or Engineers 2022, an event of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia. Our guest of honor for this event is the Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Muhammad Asmin Ali, the Minister of the Ministry of the International Trade and Industry. The keynote speaker will consist of the various experts from UNESCO, Asia Productivity Organization or APO, IEC, ISO, various ASEAN governmental organizations, agencies, consultants on the digital transformation, as well as a company like Huawei, Alibaba, Amazon, and we have a very well-known international consultant as well, such as McKinsey, Boston Consulting Group, and etc. So let's embrace the change in ASEAN engineering fraternity. It's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. So this is a quote by Charles Darwin for you all that reflect how important of the digital transformation initiative by the engineering community. ASEAN Engineering Digital Transformation Summit 2022 promises to deliver fresh and relevant insight through thought-provoking digital broadcasts. You can also explore how digital transformation can create enterprise value, empower greater worker productivity, and make the world a better place. Of course, this summit will give you the value for you to understand why, what, how to transform towards the better and more sustainable future in your businesses and organization. So this is the digital transformation. Please mark in your calendar for this ASEAN Engineering Digital Transformation Summit on 18th of March 2022, as well as stay tuned at the IEM website for the latest update on the summit. You also can contact IEM to know about the latest update of this summit as well. That's all from me. Keep in touch with me, and then hope you stay safe and healthy. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tan, for a short and sweet and, of course, very informative and powerful message to our participants today on the ASEAN Digital Transformation Summit 2022, which will be held on 18th March and, of course, organized by the Consulting Engineer Special Interest Group. I really like the words that you have used. Let's embrace the challenges and change in digital transformation. That's a very good keyword. And definitely, we hope that the summit will bring forward challenges and also all the various speakers to speak on challenges and change in digital transformation. So once again, thank you, Dr. Tan. We will get you back during the Q&A session. Once again, thanks on the ASEAN Digital Transformation Summit 2022 insightful sharing today. So let's move on to our next activity. Now on 18, we have two activities. On 19, on the fourth day, we will have another event, which is actually the Project Management Conference. So with that, I will actually invite the fourth speaker of the day, fourth panelist, which is none other than Engineer Dr. Haris. Let me just introduce Engineer Dr. Haris, a little bit on Engineer Dr. Haris. Engineer Technologist Dr. Haris Sabri is currently the Principal Rotating Engineer with Center of Operational Excellence, COE, Petronas Upstream. Under the current portfolio, he is entrusted to lead an in-house remote monitoring digital solution for rotating equipment. An alumni of UTM, he obtained his bachelor degree in 2003 and Doctor of Philosophy in 2018. Currently in his 17th year with the National Oil and Gas Company, he has dealt with various world-class gas turbines manufacturers, covering the aspect of project management, procurement, installation, commissioning, operation, maintenance, root cause failure analysis, as well as digitalization. On top of his role, he has actively contributes to the local technical society via his involvement with the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, IEM, as the Deputy Chairman of the Project Management Technical Division, PMTD. And with that, let me bring Engineer Dr. Haris on screen with me. Engineer Dr. Haris, Happy New Year.
Thank you for inviting me, Arya. All right.
Yep. Yeah. So are you ready to take over the screen?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Over to you, Engineer Dr. Haris.
Okay, being the last speaker, I guess thank you to the audience for your patience for being able to wait until the end of the session. All right. Let me walk through on what we are going to share today. This is going to be the last event for engineers, which will happen on Saturday itself, which is on 19 March. The event is being called as PROMAC. PROMAC stands for Project Management Conference. What will happen on that particular day is PROMAC is actually a national level conference, which will be held in order to have an exchange our ideas, to understand what will be the latest trends, techniques, as well as implementation of project management. Okay, because when it comes to project management, what we'll see is we're going to be a multidisciplinary. Okay, we'll have a mixture of various industries, not only coming from one specific industries, but it will be combination of multiple major industries that we have within Malaysia as well as within Southeast Asia. The event itself is expected to become a venue which will be able to showcase the latest project management expertise across various industries, as well as we are going to have a technical expert view, as well as getting the opinion on the current mega project as highlighted in Economic Outlook 2022. And last but not least, of course, when we have this kind of gathering, the most thing that I would like to value uh, as much as others will be the networking, where we were able to meet all people, okay, coming from various industries as well as uh, from representing their companies. So during that time, actually, we are able to expand our networking among project management fraternities. So more or less, those are the benefits that you're going to obtain by attending Project Management Conference 2022. Okay, for information, PROMAC is going to be supported by our three major partners. Okay, partner number one will be CIDB Malaysia, right? And partner number two will be Jabatan Kerja Raya Malaysia. Okay, and our partner number three will be Telekom Malaysia. So as I mentioned earlier, because project management is being covered by multidisciplinary, therefore even our partners itself is coming from various angle. Okay, it's not concentrating only on construction wise, because telecom is coming from the digital point of view. Okay, the same goes for JKR, which is coming from the view of more on the infrastructure as well as ongoing projects for the nation itself. Right, the day will be starting with the keynote speaker coming from, which will be delivered by the DG, Director General of Jabatan Kerja Raya, as well as plenary speaker will also be presented by Chief Operating Officer from Telekom Malaysia. And the day itself will be covered by three major teams. The team number one, which will be presenting on construction mega project in Malaysia. Okay, and I'll explain further in details on who will be the invited speaker for team number one. Team number two will be covering on ICT and digital project management. I believe this session will not be having any so-called overlap with the session which will be held on 9/18. Why? Because our focus is more on the project management approach itself. And the last team, which will be held later in the afternoon, that will be covering on managing the projects in terms of the energy sector, which will more focusing on the renewables, okay, as well as the current energy sector that we have. Okay, the keynote speaker itself will be Yang Berbahagia Dato' IR Haji Muhammad Zulkifli bin Sulaiman. He's currently the Director General of Jabatan Kerja Raya, as well as currently the President of Board of Engineers Malaysia. And the plenary speaker will also be delivered by Chief Operating Officer of Telekom Malaysia, IRTS Azizi Hadi. So the invited speakers for team number one, okay, will consist of four major speakers. The panelist number one will be Dato' Del Akbahan, representing MRCB. Okay. Panelist number two will be Encik Hilmi Hassan. He's currently the executive director from KLCC projects. I believe he'll be touching more on what currently KLCC project is doing, especially on their major projects. Okay. Panelist number three, Mr. Leo Liao. Okay, he's currently the country director from Turner and Townsend, Malaysia. And the last panelist, okay, Dato' IR Ahmad Reza. He's currently the Timbalan KPKR sector infra, and he's also coming from JKR. So our morning session will be covered by all these four panelists. The next session will be team number two, which will cover on ICT and digital project. And I would like to introduce the three panelists that we have invited. Panelist number one will be coming from Sirin. The name is Dr. Muhammad Sharul Azmi. Okay, he's currently the Director of Industrial Center of Innovation of Smart Manufacturing. And panelist number two is Ayah Nurhasita. She's currently the General Manager of Centralized Organization Program Management Division, coming from Telecom. And the last speaker for this session will be Subhatra Anak Perempuan Pancaram. She's currently the Senior Project Manager representing MDEC. Okay, the last session that will be had on that particular day is we are covering on the energy sector itself. The first panelist is Mr. Khalid Higi. Okay, he's currently a project manager coming from FLIR, okay, Daniel International. Okay, and panelist number two, IR Chow Puyi. She's currently the group managing director from Samaidin, Sendirian Berhad. And the last panelist, Mr. Ibrahim Arifin, is currently the Director of Energy Analyst, representing Strategic Planning Division from SEDA. So more or less that covers the invited panelists for all the 3 sessions. Okay, so if you are interested to know more about PROMAC, you can always scan the QR code there. So nothing much else from me. So hopefully to see you there on the day itself. The PROMAC will be held on 19 March 2022. So back to you, Ariel. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harris, for the introduction of PROMAC 2022. I believe from the presentation from Harris, you have seen the activity or the event would actually cover a lot of insights of construction of mega projects, digital projects, as well as also the energy-related projects. So be on the lookout for the activity, and hope that all of you can join the event itself. So thank you once again to Engineer Dr. Harris and for the insightful sharing of the PROMAC 2022. Now, thank you to Dr. Harris and all the three other panelists. To our audience, feel free to put on your questions at the comment section, and remember to mention who the question is intended for if it is actually not a general question. Now, we have heard from all the 4 panelists, and we shall move on to the discussion forum and maybe tackle some questions from the audience. And with that, let me invite Engineer Lee, Engineer Kamal, Engineer Dr. Tan, as well as also Engineer Dr. Harris to join me on screen again for this particular open discussion forum. Are you all back?
Hi everyone.
Yes.
Hi.
We
good
have
to see
not met physically for 2 years.
Yeah, I think of course we wanted to do it physical, face-to-face forum, but because of the pandemic and of course the all the various issues of transportation and all that, so let's do it online. So thank you once again to all the 4 panelists. Let me see whether there are any questions, and we can actually take on some of it. So let me see. Perhaps let me have a look at some of the questions. Okay. Let me have a look at the question. Maybe we will give the first question to the IESC, the Electrical Technical Division, to Engineer Lee. Maybe first question to you. Of course, we have noticed that this event will be co-organized with Suruhanjaya Tenaga, ST, and Standards Malaysia. So what would be their roles in the symposium, ST and Standards Malaysia? So would they be speaking and providing the latest insight of the industry like energy and standards? Maybe Engineer Lee, can you take on this?
Yes. Very. As the title, Suruhanjaya Tenaga and Standard Malaysia, they are co-organizer. So they play a very important role in this symposium, where both of them will be the keynote speaker. So for example, Suruhanjaya Tenaga and Standard Malaysia, they will give us a very insightful knowledge about what are the coming, for example, from Standard Malaysia, what are the coming standards, or what are the standards in the pipeline, in the development that in line to serve the SDG. At the same time, like for example, ST, they will also share us their experience in achieving SDG. For example, particular on the safety, for the electrical installation safety, some past statistic, and what is the coming effort from ST to achieve the SDG. Of course, not only keynote speaker, we are also a speaker from ST in the remaining forum at the forum level, and other than that, Standard Malaysia also play a very important role as Standard Malaysia, who act as a custodian to IEC. They will bring us a very knowledgeable speaker from IEC, as a keynote speaker from IEC, the president of IEC, to talk about the IEC level, international level, on what IEC have done to achieve the 17 goals, sustainable development goals. That we are very excited with to this, and we hope can hear from them very soon. Yeah, over to you, Mr. Yao.
Thank you, Engineer Lee, for the sharing of some of the key, what they call key industrial associations as well as also agencies that will be involved. Maybe just for the participants' benefit as well, I think the four particular activities would have their key agencies. Of course, just now I mentioned about ST and Standards Malaysia for IESC. I believe the rest would have also their key agencies and of course key keynote speakers. Maybe we can actually hear from each of them. Maybe Engineer Kamal. Just now we heard that IESC has ST and the Department of Standards Malaysia and IEC. What about water resources? What about the water forum?
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that question. For the Water Forum, we have our key note speaker will be from Kementerian Alam Sekitar dan Air. We have invited the KSU himself, Ketua Setiausaha.
Yes, called KASA now? Yeah.
Yes, KASA. And then we also have the technical agencies. We've invited the technical agencies related to water, primarily Jabatan Pengairan dan Saluran Malaysia. And we also have invited Jabatan Alam Sekitar Malaysia. They are the one who enforce the Environmental Quality Act in Malaysia. So these are the three key agencies or ministry that we have actually invited to come and speak during our forum.
Good. How about Engineer Dr. Tan for your Digital Transformation Summit? I believe just now I saw there's MITI, right? And other agencies. Maybe you can name some of them. Tan?
Yeah, thank you, Engineer Yao. For this summit, we will cooperate with the Ministry of International Trade and Industry as a main collaborator. Why MITI? Because MITI is a ministry that responsible on the so-called industry forward for Malaysia, that promoting the digital transformation among the industry, especially the manufacturing and manufacturing services related industry in Malaysia since 2018. So under the MITI, the various agencies like MITA, NPC, and some other agencies are also promoting this initiative. So this is one of the platform for us to understand what is the latest government policy that related to the digital transformation. Not only from Malaysia, we also inviting the various governmental agencies from various ASEAN countries, like from Brunei, from Cambodia, etc., to share about their digital transformation initiative in the respective country as well. So these are some of the information to share with you all.
Thank you, Dr. Tan. What about Dr. Harris? I saw from your slides there is JKR and others as well, right? Maybe you want to just share who are the key players speaking in your activity? Dr. Harris?
Okay, for Promec, perhaps as explained earlier, we are having on top of JKR, all right, as we will also be supported by CIDB, okay, as well as there are a few prominent speakers coming from various industries, namely Telecom Malaysia, from even from other agencies like SEDA, things like that. You are going to see that the diversification in terms of the speakers, okay, because we don't want the speakers to come from one different angle. Like what I mentioned earlier, we talk about project management. Sometimes it's good to have a different view from other industries, so that we can also learn the best practices as well as lesson learned, which comes from different project management practices from different industries. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. So I think for fellow participants today, you can see from the 4 events that we are going to organize, it's actually a wide range of engineering activities. And of course, the speakers are from various industries, including the ministries. So be on the lookout on the 4 events, and I'm sure you will learn a lot, especially the latest insights in the various topics that we have mentioned just now. Now, let us move on to see any more questions. I think this one is more general, also general. Of course, this is actually to the digital summit as well as also IESC. Now, we understand from your slides, the your activity will cover ASEAN because it's called ASEAN Electrotechnical and ASEAN Digital Summit. So would you be expecting speakers and participants from ASEAN or even sponsors or even companies from ASEAN? Maybe we start with Dr. Tan.
Yeah, for us, because our summit is focused on the ASEAN level, then to promote the digital transformation initiative for the engineering community, right? So we are going to get the sponsorship from some of the Malaysian company as well as ASEAN related companies. Actually, this initiative actually uh, to let the ASEAN engineering community to understand about how, uh, why, how, and what uh, to, 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 to do when the company want to go for the digital transformation. Actually, this is a journey. I think since the 2 years of the pandemic crisis, right, I think our engineering community need to move forward and as well as not only look forward but move fast forward to transform. Okay, thank you.
Okay, what about electrical? Since it's on ASEAN, would you be covering speakers and participants from ASEAN?
Yeah, definitely. I think like just now I have we have a speaker from ASEAN region. They will talk about various topics. They are most of the speakers are from the institutions from respective country, the policymaker, and they will share about also what are the latest technologies or latest policy they are going to implement in their country. So if you are very interested to invest or start up your business or expand your business in their country, this is a very good chance for you to know about what are the opportunities or what are the trending that happen in their country. Of course, on the participation and from of the uh, forum symposium and the exhibitions, we do expect we do wish that there are companies from ASEAN country to participate. Hopefully, uh, the border will be open and create less hassle for them to come. And take note that we are also doing online. So even though some of them may not able to attend physically, they can attend virtually to our symposium also. So we do hope that this symposium is not only participation from our country, it's also from ASEAN level. Yeah.
Thank you, Engineer Lee. I think it's well said. I think some of the events here will be covering ASEAN. That's why there could be also virtual sessions for them. But some is actually only physical. So let's move on to our next question because we have another one or two more questions. This is actually especially for water. I think this is a hot topic, as I mentioned. It's for Engineer Kamal. We are aware now the hot topic in the country is excessive water that causes flood. And a few months ago, we were down with water disruption. So will this topic be covered and any speakers that will be speaking on this particular topic? I'm sure the participants today who want to know, and definitely I believe tomorrow they'll be signing up because they know that they want to know this topic. Engineer Kamal?
Yeah, thank you, Engineer Yao. Okay, definitely. Thank you for the question, and definitely we are anticipating to cover both the too much scenario that we have at the moment, as well as what happened a few months ago, the too little, whereby we had water disruptions and so on in this forum. So I would say that this situation of having too much or too little water is not only unique to Malaysia, but also, since it has happened recently in Malaysia, we will cover these aspects in our forum. So what we anticipate is that the keynote address by the Kementerian Alam Sekitar dan Air KASA will touch in general the current scenario and to further cover aspects related to hazards management, emergency response plan, which happens during the flood events, right? Also to cover some aspects of water pollution. And then we also believe that KASA will briefly speak on the immediate and medium-term flood preparedness initiatives, as well as the long-term flood management program in terms of structural and non-structural measures, as well as building resilience within the community because of what has happened. in terms of the long-term flooding. And as far as the water disruptions are concerned, that has happened a few times last year. We anticipate that it will be covered from two perspectives. One is from the water resources perspective, the other probably from the water pollution perspective. So that is why we have invited two very important technical agencies, first being Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Malaysia, which is the technical agency for water resources in Malaysia, and the next one is Jabatan Alam Sekitar, who enforces the Environmental Quality Act in Malaysia, so that they can provide their insights to what has happened and the mitigation actions that they have taken to manage the situation and to prevent it from happening in the future. So we anticipate a lot of discussions on the way forward to manage such situations through the use of technology in conjunction with IR 4.0. That's why in our team, it actually mentioned the word IR 4.0, and we want to see measures such like utilizing drones to detect water pollution, or even technologies in using weather prediction, or utilizing satellite technology to assist making those kind of predictions, so that disaster risk management agencies can have better prediction and decision support solutions to quickly mobilize and take action and provide aid to the public in terms of needs. And then also in terms of water pollution management, we are also anticipating discussion on how total maximum daily load TMDL can be used to understand pollutant load and carrying capacities in river. So these are some of the aspects that we should be covered on the too much and too little aspects of water that has happened in Malaysia recently. Engineer Yao, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Engineer Kamal. I'm sure with the explanation from Engineer Kamal, I'm sure some of you, whether you are a technical person or even the media, would definitely want to sign up for this event, because this is definitely something that everyone wants to hear and wants to know as well from the engineer's perspective as well. So be on the lookout. Just now, Engineer Kamal has shared with you the website to sign up and, of course, to know more about this and to participate as well. So be on the lookout on the details of the Water Forum in March. Now, because of the time constraint, we only have the last question. This one I will direct it to Engineer Dr. Harris for project management. Now, in line with the topic revitalizing the engineering industry, the topic of the day. So I believe the focus of this conference will be on how to revitalize the engineering industry. And would there be topics on how to bring and manage engineering projects in this current pandemic situation? Would there be topics on that, or even subjects that is actually related to that as well in your event?
Okay, thank you, Arya. Basically, if you look into the way how PROMET will be handled, because our focus will be focusing on three major themes. The first one will be on the major construction. Next one is ICT, as well. The last one will be on energy. Currently, yes, I believe we will be touching a little bit, okay, on COVID, but not over focusing on that. Why? Because I believe inside project management, we also have other focus to be touching on, because when it comes to COVID, okay, it's not only covering on project management side, okay, it will also having an impact in terms of how you want to operate, as well as on the HSC side. So the angle is actually quite broad. Okay, I believe Dato Del himself will be having a specific topic on this, because he's representing MRCB and he's currently the vice president on security part, and definitely this will be one of his major topic, where because MRCB, as you know, is having a lot of major projects within Malaysia. Okay, so definitely they are having issues in terms of the workers, how they want to deal with COVID-19, so on and so forth. So uh, hopefully he will be explaining on how MRCB is handling COVID during the pandemic, as well as the post-pandemic. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. So I think we are running out of a bit of time, because we're supposed to finish at 4. So, all right, I think we are coming to the end of our webinar session today. Now, before we let the 4 panelists off, can we have our panelists just to give us the number one key takeaway, maybe a simple message for our audience today, in line with today's topic, as well as also in line with your upcoming activity in Engineer 2022. So can we have maybe Lee just to say a few words, final message to all the participants today? Lee.
Yeah, I think I'm very excited and very keen to meet every one of you, and if you are really interested in to know what Malaysia effort, ASEAN effort to in terms of electrical engineering to achieve SDGs. I hope I can see you. We can meet in the first day and the second day of engineers, 16 to 17 in KLCC. See you there.
Thank you, Engineer Lee. Next, we have Engineer Kamal on the Water Forum.
Yeah, thank you, Engineer Yao. Yeah, everyone, Engineer 2022 is a great event. Please come, and of course, please support the IEM Water Forum 2022, which will be held the month of March. And month of March is World Water Day, so it's a great celebration for water. We have had many incidences related to water last year and this year, so look forward to all of you to come support. Let's discuss openly, and maybe part a way forward that we can actually give to the government, so that all of us can help improve our water situation in Malaysia. Thank you, Dr. Yang.
Thank you, Engineer Kamal. Next is Dr. Tan.
Okay, thank you.
Any message? Yep.
My message is very simple. Let's responsive and embrace the change. Okay, transform to the better world. This is my word to invite you to join the first ASEAN Engineering Digital Transformation Summit on 18th of March 2022. Stay tuned with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tan, who is always good with a short and sweet and impactful message. Okay, the final one, Dr. Harris for Promac.
Okay. All right. After 2 years of having most of the event under visual, so perhaps engineer is one of the major events that is going to be held physically at KL Convention Center. And on top of that, we also have concurrently we're going to have this conference. We look forward for engineers within Malaysia as well as within the region to give their support on this event. Right. So see you there in March. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Thank you to all the rest of the 3 panelists today. Now, with that, I would like to take this opportunity again to say a big thank you to our panelists today, Engineer Lee, Engineer Kamal, Engineer Dr. Tan, Engineer Dr. Harris, for sharing their thoughts and knowledge in this Power Talk, as well as also the upcoming activity from March 16 to 19. So, as a last note to our audience, congratulations on staying with us until the end of today's Engineer Power Talk. And we at Engineer are excited to welcome all the suppliers, manufacturers, engineers, and all related to engineering fraternity industry on board on this event to rebuild and revitalize the industry together. So if you would like to discover how to be part of Engineer 2022, or even to be part of the symposium, or to participate, our team has posted a link in the comment box, and do click on the link to schedule an appointment with the the event organizer, the marketing team of CIS, for further discussion. And of course, if you want to join the event as well, do log on to the website of IEM to know, and of course register yourself for the symposium as well. So, and finally, do stay tuned as well for our next Power Talk session. And with that, I'd like to once again thanks all participants today on this particular afternoon for this session, short 1 hour session. We'll definitely be coming back again with more Power Talk session towards Engineer 2022 in March. So with that, stay safe and take care, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you
Let's
all.
wave to all,
Bye.
and see you all in March.